This is our second time in Salisbury First United Methodist Church, and I want to thank Mary Harrington and Joshua Starnes and all the staff of First United Methodist for hosting this event. I'd also like to thank the Salisbury Symphony Orchestra for their support. You will hear in just a few moments members of the Salisbury Symphony Youth Orchestra, led by Liz Burns. But we are going to start with a hymn. Johann Sebastian Bach, for most of his career, was a church musician, and he wrote many cantatas. One of his most famous is Sleepers Awake, or Wachet auf. And we will sing all verses of 720, Wake, Awake, for Night is Flying. I invite you to stand and join us as Stephen Williams will be leading us on the organ. seated. So I probably should have given a little background for those who are unfamiliar with the hymn. Of course, this hymn on which Bach wrote his famous cantata is based on the parable of the ten wise and foolish virgins, and the parable of Jesus coming back to a prepared bride. So next we will have the Salisbury Symphony Youth Orchestra led by Liz Burns. And I've asked Liz to speak a little bit about the piece and maybe what it's been like working on this piece with the orchestra. So this is Presto from Brandenburg Concerto No. 4 in G major.
Y'all you're old vets of the whole Bach around the clock thing. You know about Bach. You probably know more about the Brandenburg Concerti than I do, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you just in case. This is the number 4 of 6 Brandenburg Concerti that Bach wrote as sort of an audition piece to get the gig at was it the Duke of Brandenburg? I forget what it was when in Brandenburg, part of the German, the town at the time, wrote this as, like his audition piece. Hey, guess what? He didn't get the gig. That's what's amazing, right? As amazing as these Brandenburg Concerti, and as far as string players are concerned, they're the best string music ever written in the history of the world. But not good enough for the Duke of Brandenburg, apparently. So we have been working hard on this. They're not easy. This is an arrangement, but it doesn't cut us any slack, really. So there's a lot of notes in it. It sounds like Bach. It's amazing. It's wonderful, and we hope you enjoy it.
Right, at this time, we will have, as I was listening, there's a bit of trivia I realized I could have shared. That same music is recycled. Bach had a habit of using the same music for different, arranging them for different forces. And so you'll hear that same theme, the same music in the third movement of his sixth keyboard concerto for harpsichord, two flutes, and string orchestra, and it's transposed to F major. Next, we'll have a concerto for two violins, the first movement. Johann Joseph is a member of the youth orchestra, and Ayumi Natori is a exchange student from Japan. And I'm going to ask the two what it's been like playing the music of Johann Sebastian Bach. So as we get set up, would you care to share a sentence or two about what it's been like playing music of Bach?
Bach is a very intricate composer. He really likes to play around with the notes. He loves all kinds of accidentals and things like that for a little bit more of the musical people. But Bach really enjoys messing around with the players, I think is one way that I like to think about it. But yeah.
Thanks. And Ayumi, how do you enjoy playing this piece?
I like the combination of two parts.
Excellent. All right, and they are joined by Liz Burns and Ren's teacher, Miss Keller. At this point, bear with us as we have a slight stage change. We have several pianists, and so the piano will be moved to the front. So bear with us for just a minute. So Bach wrote several little preludes as pedagogical pieces, and we will hear two of them in C minor and C major by Noah Marzuk. And so I'll ask the same question. I'll ask all of the performers. How have you enjoyed working on a piece by Johann Sebastian Bach?
Well, first of all, it repeats a lot. Basically, the same melody, but in a different key each time. That's what I've noticed.
Great, great. And how long have you been working on these?
About a year.
These are two preludes, BWV 999 and 939. Next, Noah Trick will be playing Invention in C major, BWV 772. Of course, Bach wrote a set of 2-part and 3-part inventions in all of the keys that have pretty much 4 accidentals or less. So I will ask Noah the same question. What has it been like learning a piece of music by Johann Sebastian Bach?
It's fun. Whoa. I don't know.
Well, okay, it was fun. That's good. And you'll hear how fun it is. Okay, this is the Invention in C major. Next, we will have Kelly Green playing Sarabande from French Suite Number 5 in G major. Bach wrote 6 French suites. They were named so posthumously. These were also pedagogical pieces, and there are different versions of them with different ornaments. And the Sarabande is a slow, expressive court dance. So Kelly, what has it been like learning a piece of music by Johann Sebastian Bach?
It takes a lot of work. They're very difficult, usually because there are multiple melodies like going on at once. They're written in like polyphony. Usually there's a theme at the beginning, an expansion of that theme, and then a recapitulation at the end. So.
Great, thank you. We look forward to hearing it. Sarabande from French Suite Number 5 in G major. Next, we will hear Keyboard Concerto Number 1 in D minor. But before we get into that, I would just draw your attention to the rest of the program. After this, we will have a short intermission, about 5 minutes, and then we will hear the rest of the program. Stephen Williams is going to play 2 chaconnes that have just recently been discovered and authenticated, works of his childhood, and well, he was around 20, right? And Stephen will tell us more about that. It's very, very exciting in the field of musicological research. But now we will hear the Concerto Number 1 in D minor, Brandon Kill. That's a misprint in the program, K-I-L. And Brandon, I'll ask the same question I've asked all of the performers. What has it been like learning a piece of Johann Sebastian Bach?
It's been hard, you know. I can imagine Bach laughing in heaven as I rage over the piano, but yeah, it's also very fun.
Rage and humor, love it. He is accompanied by his teacher, Cynthia Loying.
There are 3 movements here. Normally, the soloist remains the soloist, and then he's accompanied by the orchestra or organ or what have you. Today, you will hear a musical chair because we're going to take turns being the soloist because we all love to play. The first movement, the soloist, is going to be Brandon Kill. And the middle movement, I will be the soloist. And the last movement, Dr. Quinnett will be the soloist. So then he didn't ask me what I feel about Bach's music. Well, you know, Bach really is the ultimate of bringing to reality that music is a language for all people. We can all share this beautiful musical language. It's universal, no matter what race you are. Today we have aside from you Americans, we have someone from Japan. I'm Chinese from Hong Kong, and the Kills are from Korea, and you're from.
Originally from the Caribbean.
Yeah, from the Caribbean. You know, what fun it is. I'm sure if you trace your ancestry, you will find. Some of you might have even come from the place where, or near where Bach was born. So through his music, we hear happiness, sadness, hope, love, all of the above. Yes, thank you.
We will have a brief intermission. Be sure not to miss the rest of the program. Thank you. So in our second half of the program, we will have Eliza Lippard playing all three movements of the Keyboard Concerto No. 3 in D major. And I will be accompanying on the organ, but before you hear the concerto, I'm going to ask her the same question I have all of our performers. What has it been like learning a piece by Johann Sebastian Bach?
It's hard, but if you really look at the music, you can really find a lot of special things about it, and it makes it really fun to play.
Very good. Hard and fun to play. Here is the Keyboard Concerto No. 3 in D major. At this point, we'll hear something very special. It's not very often, it's exceedingly rare actually, to find a newly discovered piece of a major composer. And so I'll have Stephen talk at length, if he wants to, about these two chaconnes.
Oh no. I could, but I won't talk at length. These two pieces were discovered a few years ago and then premiered last November at St. Thomas Church in Leipzig. They are considered youthful pieces as far as Bach is concerned. They're not a wow factor like you just heard at all, and so there's still a little bit of pushback about whether they're authentic or not, and I don't know where I sit on that, and I think you be the judge of it. So the two pieces are chaconnes. Who knows what a chaconne is? Anybody know? You know? Does anyone else know? Any idea? No? No? So a chaconne is or Ciacona. There's an Italian version of it as well. Just actually the first time I came across this thing. It is basically a set of variations over a theme. And so that is what these two pieces are. And sometimes it is an actual theme, or it can be a harmonic theme as well. I would think of it as sort of a predecessor of Passacaglia. Have you heard that word? Yeah. So Bach is actually, have you heard it? Bach is actually known for his famous Passacaglian fugue in C minor as well. But that's much later in his life. Chaconnes were teaching pieces, and they were also performing pieces as well during this time. Most harpsichord, instruments, all that. So these two pieces were composed when Bach was around 19, 20 years old. So I've played pieces that he wrote when he was around 19 and 20, and they're different. And so I'm not saying they are not. Please don't misunderstand. What gives it away for me, if indeed these are Bach's pieces, are his harmonic twists. So you're moving along, and then there's this twist. Who was it who said that Bach plays with your mind? Is it Johann? Anyway, so he plays with your mind. And so these pieces do that harmonically just a little bit. So Bach when he was 1920, he was at Arnstadt. And so it was a pivotal place to be for him. He was 3 years there. And so these pieces are said to be around 1703 or 4. 1705 is when he made his famous walk to Lübeck, if you are familiar with that, 250 miles to here, Buxtehude. And yet, scholars are saying that these pieces were influenced by Buxtehude. Buxtehude was in Lübeck, and he was a famous organist, and so that's why Bach walked the 250 miles. It's kind of hard to wrap your mind around that, isn't it? But that's what he did. But he did that a little bit later than these pieces. So he could have been influenced by Buxtehude through his brother, so he studied organ with his brother. And so they all knew of Buxtehude's music. And so I'm sure he studied it, but he hadn't actually met and played for it. And when he met with Buxtehude, it just transformed his life. All about, especially as an organist. So he could have, another possibility is the composer Pachelbel. Yes, maybe? So everybody has heard of the Pachelbel canon. Yes, which is not really canon, by the way. But Pachelbel was very, especially in central and southern Germany, very, very popular as an organist, and everybody studied his music as much as they could get their hands on it. Remember, we're not publishing music just yet. So it's hard to tell where these came from, whether he was just going along with what he'd been taught, or because he's clearly staying within the confines of what most people knew. And we don't know of Bach that way. He was always just going outside, just pushing the envelope every possibility he could. So I'm going to play these now. So there are two chaconas. They're not long. They're pretty short. And also, it's always in 3. And so both of these are in 3. So chacones, and you decide whether you think it's Bach or not.
At this point, I'd like to play a French suite. This is the first of 6, and also like the first Ciacona. It's in D minor, and you'll hear several dance movements. The Allemande literally means German. It's a German court dance. Somber and serious. The Allemande tends to plod along. And then the French dance, the courante, was very popular with Louis XIV. He would apparently dance it every day during his reign. And there's a marvelous contemporary description of it, which says that the grace of dancing a courante was similar to a fish coming in and out of the water. And so this is a French courante, and it was considered the most noble of the dances. It was, in fact, part of the noble upbringing to learn how to dance all of these, and the courante was considered the highest ideal of nobility in French dance. Of course, these court dances later evolved into ballet. So Bach would have been familiar with these dances and had his own take on all of them. The next is the Sarabande. It's a Spanish dance. It was considered slow and sensual, and was even, in some circles, considered a little inappropriate, not quite straight-laced enough for polite company. And but of course now that seems a little silly as you watch the dance. So the Sarabande had a slow, stately, and expressive quality to it. Then we have some minuets, which, by the way, was George Washington's favorite dance. He really enjoyed dancing the minuet. It was a popular dance of short steps. It comes from the French word for small, so you had small steps in the minuet. And finally, a dance of English origin, or Irish, so the gigue, or we would know it in English as the jig. So this is a French gigue, which can be a little confusing. There were several types of gigues, and in the French gigue, you had this particular rhythm that kept repeating, be dum da dum dum da dum dum da dum dum. So this is the French Suite number 1 in D minor by Johann Sebastian Bach. Mia Mason is one of our music majors at Livingstone College, where I am the head of music and theater arts, the department chair. And she just recently gave her senior recital, and this was on her recital, a piece by Bach, and so I asked her to sing this for us today. And I've been asking all of the performers, what has it been like learning a piece by Johann Sebastian Bach?
Greetings, everyone. As stated, I am Mia Mason, and my experience learning this particular piece, it's been a joyous experience. Obviously, it's my favorite Bach piece, and I feel like it exudes the joy that I feel like he put into it when he was composing this piece, and I pray that you feel the joy in that piece or this piece today. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming to the 4th annual Salisbury Bach Around the Clock event. We already have a date set It's in March, closer to Bach's birthday, Saturday in downtown area. Be on the lookout for announcements as the date approaches. I feel like it would be appropriate for us to sing another hymn to close the day's festivities. This is perhaps Bach's most famous cantata, Jesu Joy of Man's Desiring, based on this hymn. I believe it's 644. We will sing both verses. Can we give one more round of applause for Stephen Williams and all of our performers? Thank you all for coming. I'll see you next year in March.